"20 years ago, when the corporations bailed out our failed governments, they sold it to us as salvation. Now we see that we have paid for that rescue with our freedoms. We have awakened to the truth. We have become slaves to the corporate Congress. Today, all that changes. Let the word go forth from this time and place to friend and foe alike, that we have passed the torch to a new generation unwilling to permit the undoing of human rights and dignities. And let every corporation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price in order to assure the survival and success of liberty."
Hello and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Freedom. I am your host, Robert, and
Joseph Werner in the house.
In the hizzy. All right. And I think that intro probably says it all as far as what we're all about and the things that we believe in, and more importantly, what we don't believe in. Really quick, a shout out to our sponsors, Helios Water Group. You can find them online at helioswatergroup5.webs.com. What is Helios water? Helios Micro Water is purified water. It's tap water that's been purified and removes all of the chemicals and bacteria and, most importantly, fluoride, and replaces it with alkaline, which is extremely healthy for your body. Basically, the simplest way to explain it is that disease cannot exist in alkaline environments. So this water is infused with alkaline, and you're putting that alkaline into your body, and it prevents diseases and a lot of ailments, including arthritis, heartburn, chronic fatigue, indigestion, leg cramps, high blood pressure, poor circulation, migraines, nausea, obesity. I understand it also helps to prevent diabetes, stress, things of that nature. And then, of course, our other sponsor being Will-Powered Fit Training. You can find them online at www.willpoweredfittraining.webs.com. If you're going to battle the New World Order, you don't want to be fat and overweight and out of shape. You want to be fit and trim and strong and ready at a moment's notice to kick some butt. So look up Will-Powered Fit Training again at www.willpoweredfittraining.webs.com. Will-Powered Fit Training consists of workouts that are not too overbearing. They're meant to tone, sculpt, and to help you gain strength. They're 1-minute intervals that consist of creative body weight training with resistant bands, kettlebells, dumbbells, Bosu balls, rage rope, and jump ropes. Also included is a creative agility circuit for cardio, as well as nutritional advice. Sessions start at just $10 per session, with package deals for individuals, couples, and partners. Conveniently located at Willoughby Park, 11100 Northwest 44th Street, and that's Sunrise, Florida 33351. You can call Will to set up your session, or click appointment at the top of the screen to set up yours today. You can give him a call at 954-600-8332. Click contact if you have any questions. As far as Helios, you can give them a call and order your Helios Micro Water at 954-200-1651. And for both of those, you can mention the word freedom. For Helios, you'll get 10% off of 10 bottles or more. And for Will-Powered Fit Training, you'll get your first session free if you mention the word freedom. So again, that's Helios Water Group, the number 5.webs.com, and willpoweredfittraining.webs.com. And I think that's about it for commercials. Did you want to add anything about any of that?
No.
Okay.
Just do it.
Well, then let's move right along.
Stay healthy.
You're listening to Let's Talk Freedom Radio, defeating the New World Order, one podcast at a time.
right, hello and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Freedom LTF. Thank you so much for joining us. Once again, my name is Robert, and I'm joined here by my co-host, Mr. Joseph Werner. And it is a beautiful Sunday, 2014, August 24th. I hope all of you are doing well and you're doing your part to fight the New World Order every single day. Today we're going to have a special guest calling in, a good friend of mine, Mr. Richard Pamonte, to talk about a really cool thing that I'm excited about, which is called the Pay It Forward Initiative. I wouldn't want to give too much details about it now because I want him to be the one to talk about it, but I think it's really cool, and hopefully you guys will stick around and listen to it because the goal will ultimately to make this thing go viral. So I'm really excited about that. He should be joining us shortly, about 9:15 here. I know we're getting kind of a late start here, so I do apologize for that. But thank you guys so much for being loyal and sticking around and listening once again here tonight. Don't have too much planned about in regards to what we're going to be talking about tonight. There are a few things in the news that we'll go ahead and go over. Apparently there's been an earthquake, 6.0 magnitude quake strikes Bay Area. My cable's out, so I haven't been able to follow the news for a couple of days.
I know it scared people.
Really?
I saw it on my Facebook.
When did that happen exactly?
I don't know. Sometime today.
Let's look at
Some of my personal friends on Facebook were like, "I'm feeling the world shake. This is scary."
Wow.
So
That's pretty
see if
scary.
I can find anything about that.
There's another part of the headline here saying fault dormant for 1.6 million years, and it decided to wake up today. Was that today?
Yeah.
I imagine so. I mean, it's at the top here. That's pretty interesting. But everything going on in the world is like 1.6 million years. It's like,
She looks
okay,
scared.
let's do it today.
Sorry.
Oh man!
Okay,
Widespread power outages, and these reports are coming from Drudge Report, by the way. So go to drudgereport.com and you can see more information about that. San Francisco rocking! Wow. Paper, Foley video with Britain was staged. Experts say.
Yes.
Huh.
Well, we're staying right there. That's a perfect.
Let's open that up.
Foley video with Britain's was stage, experts say. I was just looking for music on YouTube, and they showed a green screen.
Really?
And the green screen had, you can create any background you want on a
Sure.
green screen, and it had a guy in the orange jumpsuit being beheaded by this guy robed in black.
Right.
Let's see if we can put that up. Stage.
And honestly, when I was looking at that picture, I thought it did kind of look a little fishy. Something about it, I don't know. I mean, because I've unfortunately come across this type of videos before in the past, and they never looked anything like that.
Well, it's complicated, okay? Because I like to get information from everybody.
Sure.
You can see the two faces on YouTube. There's a link. You can just put staged beheading, and you can get it. It says James Foley is not James Foley. See for yourself. Mm-hmm. However, when it comes to people trying to compare against two different photos, it's impossible to say whether it's the same person because you gain weight or you get sick. Mm-hmm. I look completely different from a 10-pound drop. Right. So I'm not satisfied with somebody going, "Oh, it's got to be fake."
However, just to kind of counter that a little bit,
an argument.
A little bit. See, the thing is that if you look at the photo on the right, that photo is him before he was supposedly kidnapped and beheaded, and he looks significantly skinnier, almost malnourished there.
Yeah.
And that's during freedom. Now the photo on the left, which is supposed to be supposedly his beheading, he looks pretty healthy and well fed there, which you would think would be the opposite.
It's very odd. I watched the video myself. There's not a lot of gore or anything like that. I mean, it's the ending sequence is a body with a head on it, and if you've never watched Saw or any movies like that, then yeah, it'll be crazy. And yes, that is what horror movies do. They numb you to stuff like that. But it's very odd and very fishy. And I am glad that I watched it for myself. It's not adding up right. His apathy towards dying is not like anything that I've ever seen before.
Right.
Granted, some people made the comments that perhaps he was sedated with drugs, and there is that possibility. We know
Sure.
they have loads of opium there, and that's why we're protecting. Oh, wait, I can't say that out loud. That's not why we're protecting.
That's not why we're protecting
Yeah,
those
opium fields
fields.
play a big role over there, and so you never know. It's possible that he's sedated. It's possible that he was, but he's speaking crystal clear, and there's
Right.
where the problem is. When somebody is doped up, they don't have clarity of mind. The other comments being made are that maybe because he was in captivity for so long that you shut everything off. And I don't believe that for a second, because the people that they released from Guantanamo instantly went back out after being in captivity for many, many years and started murdering people instantly.
Right.
It did not sedate them.
And I mean, here's the thing. Bottom line, it's not like he's a well-trained, honed soldier. This is a journalist. You know, you would expect that type of behavior from a soldier who's been trained to, you know, not give up information and to just kind of resist and you know, whatever the case may be. But from a journalist, an average everyday journalist, to just kind of go along willingly and just accept, you
His
know,
fate.
yeah, I don't know, something kind of fishy about that. And I can tell that just from the pictures.
All right, well, the irony to what you just said is that he has a professional LinkedIn profile where he is listed as an actor, journalist, basically for hire. He was part of, I think it was called USAID, that we now know was a secret operative for the CIA. And he
I
was
was not
part
aware
of
of
that
that.
program. Oh boy, this is a hot topic then.
Nice.
Very, very interesting stuff. Let's see if we can get his LinkedIn profile for James Foley.
And in the meantime, I'll go ahead and read this article here from coming to you from Drudge Report. The beheading of American journalist James Foley at the hands of ISIS militants shocked the world, but forensic experts have revealed the video was probably staged, with the murder happening off camera. The UK Times reported that an international forensic science company, which has worked for police forces across Britain, said there is no question Foley was beheaded, but that camera trickery and post-production techniques look to have been used. Huh.
Yeah, I agree
I
with
think
that.
it has been staged, said one expert in visual forensics after he was commissioned by the UK Times to examine the footage. Well, hold on, I can stop there because I really don't understand it, and maybe it's just me, but that's kind of confusing because there's, on the one hand, they're saying that he was beheaded, but at the same time there was camera trickery used. So if they did behead him, why would they bother with camera trickery?
That's where I ran into problems with the video, and that's why it's necessary to watch stuff like that. It's not like brutally gory or anything like that. It doesn't make sense, because if you're trying to strike terror into the hearts of people, and I know from past videos that were very radical Islam, they want to show people suffering and dying and gurgling,
Right.
and you know, they shoot their women in the back of heads in soccer stadiums to make a point, and they don't hide any footage. They don't edit it for TV. They don't edit. They want you to see that because
Right.
that is the tactic.
Well,
of fear.
I mean, they're terrorists. That is the goal of terrorists, is to terrorize you. So if you're going to terrorize somebody, you're going to use the most psychologically damaging images and pictures and so on as you can in order to, again, get your point across. It's part of the way. It's 50% psychological warfare. So it wouldn't make sense that if he was actually beheaded for them to use any kind of camera trickery whatsoever.